this electronic transmission of results during election. Where do you stand on that matter?
It's unfortunate I have not been able to return to Nigeria before today. I would have joined Mr. Peter Obi and other party leaders in protesting to the National Assembly to restore the real-time and mandatory transmission of results from the polling unit. It is the only way we can stop the manipulation that goes on in the collation centers. That is where the real rigging takes place. Rigging doesn't take place in the polling unit. It is in the collation centers. And this provision, which has been passed by the House of Representatives, but sadly being frustrated by the Senate, would have improved the quality of our elections. But we all know why the ruling party and the sitting government doesn't want that, because they know they can't win the elections. And the only way they have a fighting chance is to be able to manipulate the results after people have voted. So I would have joined them if I was in Abuja. I would have joined them. I would have been with Mr. Peter Obi. Well, I think the conference committee would make its recommendations first. I am confident, looking at the composition of the conference committee and the integrity of a majority of its members, they will recommend the restoration of the provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit. So I think the conference committee will resolve this in favor of the people of Nigeria, because this is about the people of Nigeria. It's really not about elections or about APC or ADC or any other party. It's about giving Nigerians the opportunity to vote for whom they want, and that result should not be subject to any manipulation. So I am confident that the conference committee will recommend restoration. Now it is up to the Senate, well, particularly the Senate president, because I think majority of the senators also want the same. The majority of the senators are gentlemen. They want Nigeria to move forward. They are distinguished former governors, former ministers, and former representatives. They are distinguished people that want to see Nigeria make progress. And I think the Senate will overwhelmingly outvote their presiding officer, because let's be clear, it is not the Senate here that's the problem. Akpabio, who is a scumbag by every definition, is the problem. And Akpabio is nothing but Asiwaju's lapdog. That's what's going on. And the senators will have to come together and protest and prevent that from happening when they reconvene.
But Mr. Akpabio himself will also protest on the use of your choice of word to describe him. He may have his issues, but certainly it's good to stay within the limits in terms of describing maybe distinguished people like him, don't you think?
I do not consider him distinguished. We've known each other since the 90s. He knows how far we've been through, and I think I'm qualified to call him a scumbag, and he knows why.
Can we move on to the larger picture? You earlier said that it is the ruling party that is against this whole thing because, as you allege, it could lose the elections. But are you also not considering the fact that the president will have to assent to this before it becomes law? How do you think that could happen if what you earlier said is right?
Yes, what I said is absolutely right. And my sense is that when the National Assembly overrides Akpabio and includes this provision, the president may withhold assent, in which case it will come back to the National Assembly for them to exercise their two-thirds override, to override his veto. I think that will happen, because I think the voice of Nigerians is very loud and clear as far as the National Assembly members are concerned. And for their own self-preservation, they must preserve this provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit using electronic means. It's for their own survival. It's for the survival of this democracy.